Actually, going along from this, let's see here. There are 4 stages to energy regen while in Conclave. Stage 1 is where it regenerates fastest. This is from 0 to 25. Stage 2 is where it starts to slow down. This is from 25 to 50. Then it goes from 50 to 75, slower, and then 75 to 100, which is max. So timing it correctly, you can... And I haven't really timed how long it takes to regen to max energy. But I do know a few frames and items that can drain energy from your opponents. The first one is this. Nova's main ability for the North Stars drain 150 energy per hit. This is enough to, even with Adrenaline, that one Adrenaline mod, Adrenaline Boost or something, to drain pretty much all of their energy. Going on from there, there's also the Despair, which causes an energy-draining explosion at the cost of like around 60 to 75% of the magazine capacity. So you basically get 1 or 2 shots before you have to reload. But if you hit one, yeah, it basically stops Wukongs, Garas, pretty much anything that relies on energy dead in their tracks. Let's see here. Going on from there, let's do a bit more in-depth sort of review of Mirage. Her abilities are quite good as follows, but they do have their flaws. For one, for Hall of Mirrors, 2 of those 4 seconds are spent on the cast animation. So you're spending 25 energies for 2 seconds of those clones. If I were to say a buff, reduce the cast time but keep everything the same. Then going on to Sleight of Hand, basically you want to combine Vauban's, what was it, Shred Mine plus that on a health orb. It'll allow you to kill wounded opponents in team matches while you're away from said health orb. They go near it, they try to collect the health orb, but then 2 explosions proc, and then boom, they're dead. Going on from there, you have Eclipse. This is the ability that makes me love Mirage. It's got a great duration for a very low cast. You can have this up almost constantly. In the dark, you take 28% less damage. In the light, you deal 15% more. And then Prism. It blinds, it's got a decent radius, and then the range and damage are pretty good as well. It costs 50 energy per second and drains 10 after that. If cast at full energy, it has duration of 5 seconds. Now, the number of energy can be increased with power strength. And, oh, by the way, Eclipse as well as Hall of Mirrors can be comboed together to increase damage by quite a bit. Going on from that, if you really want to, you could also trap people or energy orbs that are in dark and shady spaces. As for her Sleight of Hand ability, the damage thing only happens in bright and sunny places. In the dark, it's just a radial blind, which reveals enemies on the map for a moment, but not really too useful in killing them, unless you're close by. And let's see here. Mirage is also very mobile, but she has 2 abilities that really make or break her. Her passive is basically this. You get an additional 50% roll or parkour whenever. Wherever, it's actually really useful in Conclave since it allows you to dodge further and farther. Further allows you to get places faster. So, as on that, Usually I have Tactical Retreat and Hasten Steps on her. Allows her to run faster and move faster through the thing. This is basically meant to run up on an enemy with a gun with Eclipse, as well as maybe Hall of Mirrors active, shoot them, steal a kill, and then proceed to run off. There's also another one called, which I'm still trying to get the mods for, Roll Tank Mirage. You basically say out the window with all of the mobility, etc., 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 but to an extent, though, you still want to be able to dodge, and basically go and take, let's see, what was it again? Calculated Spring, as well as that other one that increases health and shields, as well as reducing mobility. And then go with the blast roll reduction, damage, evase, flanked maneuver or something. Anywho, they increase your damage resistance on dodge, which stacks with your current thing to give you 50% damage reduction on rolls, which is pretty freaking good. So basically you become much, much more tanky. If you time your rolls right, you can actually basically negate some people's ults. To an extent. Going on from there, you could basically just build her. She has sort of two options, in my opinion. There is tanky and then agile. And then there's the midway, which I'm currently going with. Going on from there, there's also Casting Mirage, which is basically all about her ult and abilities. But there is a slight problem with that. It's kind of underpowered and not really too worth it in my opinion. But except for ults, on which it does a fuck ton. Like, holy shit. You nail someone with that, they are dead. D-E-A-D. With a capital D. Unless they're Inaros, or they Inaros, or something that can actually escape from that. Like an Ash. Just don't waste it on an Ash. They can see it coming, they will teleport to you, they will shoot you, and then they will teleport away. The counters are Korra, definitely. That one for the Roll Tank Mirage. Her counters are frames that can deal a high amount of damage, as well as buff their damage to an extent to the point where it's not really too much of an issue for your damage reduction. They're still going to kill you. I mean, you can still shoot them back, but you can't really run from fights too easily because they'll have more mobility. Then there's Escape Mirage, which I kind of really like. Here are the current biggest issues that I've had with her. Frost is kind of a pain, but if you get your roll up enough, you can just roll through slows and escape and wait until it wears off. If you add into the momentum that a bullet jump gives you, it kind of affects you, but not really too bad. And then there's your worst enemy as a speed mirage, and that would be Korra, or anyone that can lock you down and basically stop your movement. Gar's ult is also a very big issue, but not really too bad as long as you see big freaking wall rushing towards you. If you kind of get caught by that and it's not going through a wall, you kind of deserve it, in my opinion. CC and knockdown are also a problem, but if you get the mod that allows you to be resistant to it for around 4 seconds after it happening, if you manage to escape, it's basically guaranteed, like, almost guaranteed. Because even in matches where you're like, haha, you can still get another enemy running around the corner, and yeah, you could probably guess the end result. Anyway, so that's what I've got in Mirage. So far, my experiences with her are pretty fun. She's a great frame and probably one of my favorites. Although she does look like a bit like one of those musical instruments. Like, you know, omatones, like, yeah, music note things. Who knows, maybe I could just call her something like that omatone motherfucker. Yeah, no. Motherfucker. Okay. So, that's kind of my view on Mirage for right now. She's in a pretty good spot, except for cast time. That is a huge issue on two of her abilities. Oh, and one last thing. Usually you have three choices as sort of, I'm thinking of having as warrior, rogue, mage. So mage is all about building for cast, energy, generally squishy, but once they do cast those abilities, they hit pretty damn hard. Then going on from that, there is rogue, which is basically, as you've seen, highly mobile, agile, kind of low health, but basically able to run away at the speed of sound at a drop of the hat. And then there is tank. Tank or warrior, which is, well, what it sounds like. Very tanky, high amount of protection and damage reduction. Going on from that, basically their goal is to outlast you and try to get kills by just raw, like, yeah. And yeah, that's basically it. Have a good one, and yeah, I'll try to post later.